Hey viewers and viewesses, my name is General Red Strategist, and welcome back to So You're Being Hunted. This is episode 243. So, as I promised actually at the end of the last episode, we're recording this straight after the previous one, so if you did leave comments on episode 242, just bear in mind, I won't have seen them yet. But yes, we're back here of course in the Alert Landowner Challenge. So we scouted out this island, the East Island. We know where the three device pieces are, because we found their locations, as you can see on the compass up above. What we're missing is a landowner, which is kind of crucial to the challenge, because obviously I can't progress until I find him. So I need to locate him, and I need to actually get him to follow me, or at least get him in alert status, so that way, you know, he's after me. No, Jesus Christ. Someone's charging up and down on a motorcycle outside my flat. Wonder if you can actually hear that, everybody. So, you know, in this episode, hopefully we'll find the landowner. That friggin' sea beast has been really active all of a sudden these last few minutes. Yeah. Don't know what his deal is. Being a bit of a bitch. But he can't get me. Ooh. Did I just... No. Damn it. I thought I heard the friggin' landowner's footsteps, but... No, I don't think I did. I think it was just a trick of my ears. Trick of me ears. That's what happened. Oh, bloody birds. Hate them. Oh, wait. I keep thinking I hear sort of rumbling sounds like footsteps. But no. Maybe not. God damn it. Okay, keep on the move. Well, in the meantime, whilst we're looking for this landowner, we're exploring around. As usual, how are you guys all doing out there? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Hope you're all still enjoying the series and you're enjoying this challenge in particular. I actually want to talk about something interesting that I read just today in the Times newspaper, which is, you know, okay, so it's just a media source, so of course, you know, it might be a little bit sensationalistic, who knows. But I was reading a very, very interesting article about the kind of Internet of Things. You know what I'm talking about, this whole phenomena of basically all kind of household gadgets, domestic appliances, things like this, all now being smart appliances and having kind of the ability to connect even to the internet, to sort of, you know, internet networks, things like that. So it was kind of a fascinating subject to read about for, well, a couple of reasons really, because obviously, if you know anything about me, if you've watched my, well, any of my Q&A videos, I think, well, I say any of them, there's only two of them, isn't there? If you watch my second Q&A video that I did, however long ago it was a while ago, wasn't it, when I did that Q&A video? But in that Q&A video, of course, I talk about, you know, what I do for a living. So, for those of you who don't know, of course, I'm an academic. I'm currently a teaching fellow at a... I'm not going to say which institution I'm teaching at, but let's just say it's an institution connected to professional military education. So, yeah, that sort of thing. And of course, my kind of research interests, my academic interests, well, they primarily focus on maritime strategy and security, but more kind of generally and more broadly, I'm very interested in international security. And the thing is, one of the big kind of international security topics and challenges, which gets a lot of discussion today, if you know, follow the news, things like this, you'll probably be aware of this, is of course the kind of security ramifications of new technologies, especially information technologies, things related to the internet, cyber security, this sort of thing. And it was a very interesting article to read concerning, obviously, this idea of the Internet of Things and the sort of greater interconnectivity of what are essentially very mundane household items. And, you know, from one perspective, it's fascinating in the sense that, of course, this is a whole kind of commercial sector which is projected to grow and grow over the foreseeable future. So, you know, if you're a bit of an entrepreneur out there, then maybe it's an area for you to consider investing in, you know, to make your fortune, who knows. But for me, as a kind of security scholar, it was very interesting to read about in terms of the kind of security ramifications and the implications of these sort of technologies. Because that's the thing, of course, the thing is, ever since the advent of the internet, and of the ability of personal home-based computers to access the internet, there have always been fears about what that means for kind of personal security, for the ability of criminals and hackers to, say, monitor you, to steal your information, things like that. But of course, this discussion has only really grown ever since then, of course, with the development of smart appliances and things like that. And it just makes me think how vulnerable we are kind of making ourselves as a society in certain respects with this massive boom in smart kind of network connected technology where everything is just connected to the internet in some way. Because I was, this article that I was reading about was talking about instances where, for example, say women have been stalked by things like obsessive male partners, or by just random strangers and stalkers and things like this. Oh, bollocks! I thought I saw the landowner. It wasn't. It was a bird. God damn it! I thought I had him for a second. I thought we could progress with the challenge. But yeah, I was reading about this, and it's really fascinating for me as the kind of security scholar, or somebody at least who's interested in those kind of topics, because, like I say, it just feels like we are making our society potentially so much more streamlined, of course, because these sort of technologies are designed to improve our lives in certain respects. They're designed to make things easier, smoother, simpler, faster, things like this. But at the same time, they kind of expose us to new vulnerabilities, new kind of challenges, new issues, new threats, new dangers, these sort of things. And the thing is, for example, I was reading in this article about things like video, internet-connected doorbells, and things like this. And I think to myself, who would have, ever thought to put network connectivity into things as mundane as that? I think probably the most kind of prevalent instance of kind of smart internet-connected home technology now is probably the Amazon Echo, things like this. I know my friend Phil has one of these. He showed me it when I visited him back when I went up north for Christmas with my family. I visited him, and a technology like Amazon Echo is fascinating. You can talk to it. I suppose it's company, quote unquote, of a form, and I suppose it's useful in the sense that if ever you just wanted some quick information, you can always just activate it and get that information straight to you. But at the same time, I always just think about that kind of security vulnerability. Because what if it gets hacked or something like that? Because people can use that. They can monitor your activities with it. They can monitor what sort of things you're asking it, what sort of things you're inquiring about. They can build up a picture of your habits, or your your kind of, how would I describe it? Your information habits, shall we put it? Things like that. So, thing is, I personally I wouldn't say I really go for these kind of technologies myself. Because people I've talked to, they really go for them. They have, their Amazon Echoes, they have their smart fridges, their smart TVs, things like this. I'm pretty much a dinosaur, I'd say, when it comes to these sort of technologies. I wouldn't really say I have a great many smart appliances in my home. And for me personally, it's because I just don't feel like, A, I need them, but B, the security aspect of things does come into it for me. And that's the thing, yeah. Maybe I'm just being a bit sort of paranoid a little bit, who knows. But yeah, that's the thing. Because my family, does have a kind of history of having people who worked in kind of law enforcement, police roles, things like that. And so I suppose when you grow up with those kind of relatives, I suppose some of their kind of security consciousness does sort of wear off on you, and not wear off, rub off on you to an extent. Yeah. So I suppose, that's very, very interesting. I suppose that's why I've always been a bit sort of security conscious myself. As an example, if you kind of contrast me with some of my friends, some people I know. For example, some of the people I know, when I've visited them at their houses, they admit me through the front door. And then, they close the front door, but they never lock it. And so we then just wonder, and I'm like, "You're not going to lock your front door?" And they're like, "Well, no, why would I? Nobody's going to come storming through there." But, that's the thing about me. It makes me think about me, because whenever I enter my flat, or I admit someone into my flat, I always lock the door when it's not in use. And that's a habit, I think, that's been kind of drilled into me by my family, particularly by members of my family who were, previously in careers related to policing, law enforcement, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's just my sort of upbringing as a child, is to be always kind of, well, to an extent, kind of conscious of security implications. That's not to say I'm always, paranoid about security things. There have been occasions where I've had lapses of judgment and, things like that. But, yeah, it's just little things like that. But, yeah, getting back to what I was originally talking about the technologies, stuff like that. Like I say, really fascinating subject for me as the kind of security scholar. Just sort of thinking about them and thinking about the vulnerabilities of it. Because, looking back over the sort of things that I've told students before in my various positions that I've held, particularly when I was a PhD student doing a bit of part-time teaching. There was a time, of course, when it came to new technologies, the military was kind of the big sort of innovator and the big leader in new technologies. And eventually, of course, technologies which were initially developed with kind of military uses in mind would eventually start bleeding over into the civilian sphere. I think the general term for that is literally just sort of military-civil spillover, that kind of thing. But of course, there have been instances where companies and corporations and organisations have kind of booked that trend, particularly in recent years, in relation to information technology. And so now, to an extent, we see the reverse, kind of civil-military spillover, where actually it's kind of these big sort of tech firms that are actually kind of leading the way in certain fields. And as a result, militaries and the governments that fund them are having to sort of constantly keep up with new innovations, stuff like that. So, raises all kind of interesting questions as from a kind of national security perspective, things like that. Very interesting questions indeed. My throat is going out a bit. God, I need to cough for a second. Hold on. Just going to avert my face from my microphone. 1 second, all. Oh, apologies. You probably all heard that. It was probably still quite loud, even though I just quickly removed my headset and averted my face. But yeah, there's a bit of residual croakiness left over from when I had the flu. So yeah, obviously by the time this video goes out, this will be probably a couple of weeks on from this recording session. So I'll probably be completely right as rain by then. But yeah, still, there is no sign of the landowner. Where on earth is the landowner? I've been on this island for ages now, and there's just no sign of him. Where is he? Have I done something wrong? He's supposed to be here, though. I definitely set him to spawn from the beginning of the game, and he definitely is supposed to spawn on every island. Ooh. Just close that torch off, shut that torch off even. There's hunters moving through the undergrowth. I don't hear him. I'm starting to think something's gone wrong here, because surely by now we would have encountered the guy. Unless he is genuinely stuck somewhere. He's glitched out on something, maybe, I don't know. This is so strange. Does anybody see any sign of him? Because I definitely don't. Oh boy. Someone's having a shootout. But where are they? Landowner, where are you? Are you over here? I'm listening. Shotguns, so hunters. Hunters going at each other. Wait. Do I hear Thumpy? Do I hear thumping? I think I hear thumping. I think I found him. Where is he? He's close. And I think the hunters are all distracted by him. There he is. Oh, he's been up here all this bloody time. Jesus Christ, I was wondering where the hell he was. What the heck is all that about? Oi, landowner. Pay attention to me, senpai. Have you seen me? Oh god, there's so many hunters around him. No. God. Come on, get his attention. Oh, that did not get his attention at all. Why are there so many hunters? He must have seen me, right? Yep, he's seen me. Time to go. Right, now we can start picking up pieces. Right, quick, quick, quick. There's one right down here, isn't there? Somewhere? Or over here. 1 and 2 are fairly close to each other, aren't they? Right, so now that he's seen me, he's in alert status, he's going to be following me actively. Okay, let's try and at least get, you know, at least one device piece in this episode. Because so far it has just been me wandering around yammering on about topics of interest to me and all that. Okay, switch out to, yeah, we'll switch out to an alarm clock. We'll put it on something fairly low, because he's not far away. So, how are we going to do this? Let's put this behind this rock here, and we shall loop around in this direction. Hopefully, this will be all we need. Okay. Loop round, loop round, loop round. Oh, careful. Go on, go on. 20 seconds. Should be fairly short. Just keep an eye out for the landowner. Right, off they go. Yep, they're definitely going in the right direction. They're not glitching out and going in the wrong way. Okay, time to get it. There we go, got it. Right, off towards number 2. I think the landowner may be stuck up on top of the crags, where all those hunters were. Because they all seem to just be hanging around in that area. Which is very peculiar, but I think I hear his footsteps. Okay, maybe he's down from the crags now. He's found his way out. Okay, alarm clock. 25 seconds, yeah, that's fine. Put it down there, and we'll loop around. Oh god, there he is. Ooh, this might be cutting it a bit tight. I'm worried. I'm concerned. Right, he's coming. Okay, this is like I said, this is very, potentially he's going to get a bit dangerous. God, I could do with that friggin' thing going off. Right, off it goes. Off you go, buggers. Oh no, don't stand there! Go after the friggin' alarm clock, you little bitch! Oh, there he's, God, he's right there! Jesus, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it! Go, 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 go! Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out! Oh, that was... that really was... God. That's running it tight, that is. And that's just when, you know, only hunters and hounds are spawning. God knows how it's going to get later in the game when we've got riders, poachers and all kinds of stuff. It's going to get horrid. We're going to have real problems. It's going to be pretty bad. Now, the question is, where was this final device piece? Maybe we could do this, get this island cleared in this episode. It'd be very good if we could, wouldn't it? Oh boy. Gosh, I was worried, I'll be honest. At the start of this, when I just couldn't find the landowner, I was genuinely concerned that something had glitched, that maybe the challenge was sunk as a result, but no, we're okay. God, I've got another cough coming up, I think. Apologies. Apologies if that just blasted your eardrums out, everybody. Didn't mean to do it. Swear to God, Gov. Oh. Right. Final device piece is somewhere around here. Or is it? Or I've got a bit further to go. May have a bit further to go, actually. Okay, actually, it's there. Right, how are we going to do this? Maybe we can get him to lure behind this wall, maybe. Do I have... Oh, I don't have more alarm clocks. That's the problem. Shit, how am I going to do this? Or maybe if I... Fuck, I hear the landowner. He's coming. He's close. Shit, how am I going to do this? Get close. Ooh. What? Why'd you look at me? Girl, get close, get close, get close, get close, get close. Come on, come on, come on. Oof. That was risky, but I did it. you seen me? Right, time to go. Nope. Ooh. That was nasty. I think we can get our way back to the jetty though, can't we? Okay. Wow. Oh man. That was pretty... Oh god damn it. And the friggin' jetty's right on the other side of the island, isn't it? Oh, balls. Oh, where's the landowner? That's the question. I hear him. He's stomping. He's still coming after me. Of course he is. Right. We might have to do a big loop around the island to get clear. I can't wait to get off this one though, to be honest, this island. Because the problem with this one is, it's a mountain biome. So there are not many buildings on it. Which, you know, makes for a fairly open environment. But the problem with that is, there's not many supplies. Which, yeah, is a big problem. A very big problem. Okay, right, well, tell you what, whilst we're heading towards this jetty, or getting there at least, I might as well start wrapping this episode up. I think we've been going on for a fair while there, which is pretty good. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, everybody. Episode 243, wasn't it? That's right, if I'm remembering the numbering correctly. We're actually nearly approaching episode 250, which is pretty insane. Oh man, nearly a quarter of 1,000. Good lord. Still going strong, eh? So yeah, if you're not doing so already, everyone, remember you can always follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the video description. They're a good way, well, if you sign up to those, it's a good way of basically staying up to date with my uploads, especially if you don't have a YouTube account, and therefore don't get subscription notifications. So, you know, if you want to stay up to date with my videos as and when I publish them, feel free to sign up to those if you wish to. Also in the video description you will find a link to my second channel, General Red Propagandist. Now over on that channel I do a lot of anime related content. I say a lot, there's actually nowhere near as many videos on that channel as there are on this one, but you know, I try and get something out on it every once in a while, even if it takes me a bit of time to, you know, get to doing something on there. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of thing, do so. Basically, you know, the sort of stuff you find on that channel typically tends to be anime reviews. I've got, you know, some videos of a Let's Watch of Ruby Volume 5, which, I don't know, if you're interested in, you can go and check out. And I do also some Girls and Panzer related content, since that's my guilty favourite anime. But yeah, so check that out if you're interested. Who knows, you might like it. No compulsion on you to do so if you don't want to though. So yeah, thank you everybody. I'm going to save here and wrap up this episode. So in the next episode, of course, I'll deposit these 3 device pieces back at the standing stones on the centre island, and then we'll crack on with another island, I think, and continue on with the Alert Landowner Challenge. So thank you everybody, and goodbye all.
What the hell is that noise now?
Well, please no.
Well, there's no clinking of chains.
Ooh!
What the hell's that?
What is that?
with its weird glowing eyes?
What the fuck?
What is
I
that?
saw that looming out of the shadows then. Holy shit, my fucking just had a chill up my spine knocking looking at that.
What is that?
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
I'll loop you around.
Oh, is it chasing us? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
that's the chase magic. Here.
Don't tell me to get killed by this thing. That's a good idea.
Oh my fucking god!
What is that?
That is the fucking most freakiest shit I've ever seen. Okay,
Oh, right.
let's have a good look at it.
Oh my god.
God, that scared the crap out of me.
Oh my god.
Okay, we can't really do anything
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Oh maybe we can.
Okay.